What's up, everybody? Welcome back, or welcome. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing the footage of my friend's game footage. We are playing Capture the Flag on Aquarius. I believe at the time of recording, he is Gold 4. I really thought that this would be a good opportunity to just kind of show kind of the difference between Gold and low-level Platinum, even higher-level Platinum, how the decision-making can just be totally different. I think this would be a great learning opportunity, and thank you so much to my friend Dylan for allowing me to review this footage, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get right to it. So right from the start, we make the decision that we're going to push Heatwave side. He goes top, I go bottom. We come down here. What I like is he holds up right here. He waits for me. I'm going to swing around. He's going to go up top here. Okay, so this is super common. Even I still make this mistake from time to time, but you always have to check your corner, especially when pushing the enemy base. As you can see here, I mean, obviously he can't because he doesn't have the outlines turned on during the gameplay, but you can see there's somebody hiding right in this corner waiting for somebody to come through. He pushes through, I push bottom, I'm engaged with somebody right now. He gets flanked immediately and just gets beat down, and we both die. Looking back on this, I think it was just a case of us both being a little too overeager. We pushed up before our teammates got there, and because of that, we died. Coming off respawn here, you can see myself and our other teammates, our left side. He decides to come and help us over here. I probably would have went top mid here just because we don't all want to be holding the same angle. So if we just break down that clip a little bit there, I try to go top mid because I notice that nobody else has that angle. I want to be able to provide fire across the map, and taking top mid is a great way to do that. Dylan tries to follow me up there. Unfortunately, I'm not sure quite how, but we both missed the jump, and I get cleaned up real quick, and Dylan does end up getting the trade with him. He throws a nice grenade after putting some shots on him, gets the trade. You notice that's a little bit of a habit from him in this video. He likes to throw those grenades, even sometimes when he doesn't have to. But moving on. He's going to look to see if he can do any damage off of respawn. I like that. Now right here is a good indication of what he should do next. He has two teammates down in yellow courtyard. He should be going to top mid. He needs to hold a different angle than his teammates, but instead, three of you are down in yellow courtyard. You're all vulnerable to anybody who's up there at that platform. And as you can see, he does look for that person to come up top there, but instead he drops down and he gets cleaned up. Right here is something small. We're all guilty of doing it from time to time, but he's got 21 shots left in his BR here. He just was in an engagement and he's going to panic reload, and that guy gets an easy cleanup kill here. Now, it might not seem like much, but if you didn't reload, you had a chance to put on a little bit more damage on him there, and your teammates might have been able to clean up that kill. But instead, he just cleans you up and lives for free. So here, I'm probably going to sound like a little bit of a broken record, but this is a perfect opportunity to go top mid again. You have to take the high ground when it's just given to you. There's nobody up there. It's for free, but you're just going to ignore it, and you're going to go bottom. Now, I do like that you're lobbing a grenade here. You're just trying to back that guy down and do whatever damage you can. Same thing, you see that guy, put some damage on him. You're going to back out. Here, I would heal. So you're going to peek, try to do some damage. Honestly, you should have died there. All right, so you get help from two teammates. That's probably the reason why you don't die, as well as them just missing a few shots. In a higher lobby, you're definitely dead there, though. So you're going to get shot from behind. Play your life. I like this. And I remember you did call this out, so great job with that. You end up getting a good flank, easy kill there. Now you're going to go back up top. I like this. You finally took top mid, but what are you going to do right here? You're going to throw it away immediately. Now this guy came so close to being able to just beat you down. You got really lucky here, but you cleaned him up. And now you're just kind of going to push. Look how far away your teammates are. I do understand why you're doing this. We did just capture the flag, and I mean, you got access to their flag for free. you're going to pull it and take it left, which I do think is the right move. If you notice, there was somebody on the right side, so left was the right move. Probably would have liked to have seen this flag dropped a little bit sooner, but no big deal. So right here is a big mistake. As you can see in the left-hand corner, the heat wave is sitting there for free. You could grab it, even if you don't like the heat wave. It's a power weapon, and you deny the enemy access to power weapons whenever you can, period. Have to pick up the heat wave. But credit where credit is due. We captured this flag, and it's largely because of you, so great job. Now you're trying to put down damage, but then you're going to bail. I probably would have held that position a little bit longer. And you're going to jump down bottom again. You do have a habit of jumping down bottom. Just got to remember, take high ground when you can. You did get a really good kill there, so great job. So you wait at the stairs a bit there to get your shields back, so I approve. Great job. We end up grabbing the heat wave, which we are super lucky that we did. Apparently the enemy was not paying any attention to when the heat wave was spawning. Now a guy got called out in our base. You're going to chase him down. Now, I know you had the heat wave. You probably felt really confident here, but always be really careful chasing an enemy through a small corridor there. You're just asking to be grenaded. So you're putting down some covering fire for me. I like that. All right, let's just take a moment to review that last clip. Putting down some covering fire, which is great. Just look at this screen right now. You can see that you just had a teammate die in the enemy base. The translocator is up in 1 second. Your move should definitely be to hop up top mid right there. Not even to mention the fact that the pressure that you can get by going top mid on the enemy flag is going to be so much better. Now, if you find yourself in a position where you've pushed too far forward and you realize that your role should either be to get back to your team or provide almost like an intelligence role. You should be gathering information and telling your teammates about it. Hey, guy in yellow base. And then just playing your life. But instead you're going to charge in. You do get the kill, but you get cleaned up right away. Not to mention the enemy now has your heat wave. Off of respawn here, you didn't really take any time to gather any information as to where your team is. I would definitely try to do that. You do end up realizing that your teammate died up top and you don't really have teammates around, so you fall back. I think that's a good move. Good job realizing that. Looks like you're just trying to put down some damage. Putting down some damage. Get the kill. Good job. I do want to point something out here, though. You just saw that you had one teammate die and you have 2 other teammates fighting over the enemy flag right now, and you are back in your base. You should be moving at least to top mid to support your teammates here, because right now this is probably turning into like a 2v4. Look, that guy who just died is already respawned and he's already moving to help the teammate, but you're still anchoring in base. Now, there are definitely moments where anchoring in base is great. Like, I think you need to for sure know what your role on the team is. Like, your role on your team very well could be the anchor. That's totally fine. But because you didn't move forward and support your teammate, they were in a position where the enemy team just kept respawning and flooding the flag and just kind of grinded them out. And as you can see, they end up getting the return there, so it's a dead flag, and now they're actually trying to counter cap here. If you positioned yourself forward and went top mid and were just able to put some damage down there, that could have been a 3rd flag cap. And I almost feel like here, now you almost recognize what happened, and you feel like you're in such a rush to prevent the enemy from capping your flag that you just sprint to the flag, try to make something happen, and end up running into multiple enemies, and they end up capping the flag either way. Trying to get some crossfire down. Now you're resuming your role as anchor, which I think is good. You're communicating, you're locking down a spot, putting down damage. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more confidence in your shots there. You end up getting the kill with the grenades, but Now you've wasted both of your grenades when you probably could have just stepped down and looked at him through the doorway a little bit more and finished that kill with your BR and still had 2 grenades. Now you're still peeking, looking to put down damage. I'd probably go back to blue base here, just because you can see a little bit more. You end up doing exactly that, okay? Trying to support your teammate. Your teammate got a little bit of a, I don't know, a blind flag grab there. Probably shouldn't have grabbed it. But now, so they're going for the return, right? And so you're standing here where you have no view of them. I would have considered going down bottom refridge and then just putting some shots on them through that bottom doorway, because then you've got cover. If it doesn't work out for you, you can always bail, but at least you can put some damage. Here you're going to get into an engagement. There's just some really big adjustments with your right stick. You want to be primarily aiming with your left stick and making small adjustments with your right stick. Then you can kind of see that you panic there at the end, and you want to just get close to him to go for the melee. You had the high ground, so you had the opportunity there to just kind of bail out and go back blue base and live up. I'd definitely play your life there. If you notice that you already made the mistake of over adjusting with your right stick and it kind of gets you in trouble, I would have just bailed out there. Okay, so you're checking to see if your teammate's got the return. He does. You move on. You both are going to push left. You have 2 teammates pushing right. I like that. I would have made that jump up the top mid there personally, just to get a different angle. Kind of overshoot that box jump, but not too big of a deal. Okay, let's stop right here. So not once did you check your corners. You're in the enemy base right now, and you didn't bother to look to see if anybody was back there. On top of that, your teammate threw a grenade back there, so that should tell you that he saw something. So you should take the time to kind of scope that out and kind of just check your surroundings and see what's going on. It seems like you're in a little bit of a rush to try to get to this flag, which is a super common mistake that a bunch of people make. You get a little bit of tunnel vision here. You grab the flag. You actually don't even notice that your teammate, he died on the left side of the map near your base. So that should kind of give you an indication that the enemy was already here. And in fact, they were. You run right into a double team. Don't even really get any damage off on them. If you paid a little bit more attention to your surroundings there, you probably would have had an idea that they were already there. And I would have dropped the flag right there and just put down as much damage as possible. So I froze this here kind of just to show that there was a series of mistakes made by not just you, but your team here. Off of respawn, you can see that your teammate died defending the flag in base. I am trying to support him right now. You have a little bit of a delayed response off of respawn trying to help me. So I'm going to die. That's 2 dead. And now you also have a teammate who's way overextended into their base. That's going to cost him his life. And then you are going to push forward solo into their base, also overextend and give up your life. And this is actually going to cause them to get the return and the capture. And it could have been prevented. Sometimes you just have to make a game time decision right there. In my opinion, the correct decision would have been to just defend the flag that we had, wait for our response to come in, regroup, and then we could have organized something afterwards where we could have kind of pushed as more of a united front to try to get the return on their flag and then turn that into a capture for us. So you push pump side here, lay down some damage. Now you're holding your high ground. You're going to put some grenades over there. You get the assist. So I like how you held your high ground here. But once again, right here, you are going to make another mistake that you've been making all game. You're going to just blindly run up here with your teammate. You didn't look left at all. Now you're trying to put down some damage. You get the trade. And in this instance, a trade is exactly what the enemy wants. If they can't kill you outright, they're looking for the trade because they're going to respawn at their base. You have to travel the whole map over again. I acknowledge that it's hard to do, especially when you're not playing in a group of four, but you got to trust your teammates. You stepped in for him, which is exactly what you should have done, laid out some shots on that guy. If you didn't feel that you could have finished him one-on-one without trading, probably would have backed out and let your teammate finish it off. It's just, you got to start trusting your teammates, even though it's extremely difficult. I get that. I'm going to let this one play out because you actually do a good job here, and I want to make sure that I acknowledge that as well. You push up top mid with your teammates, and you're trying to support your flag carrier here. So you notice that you have two teammates look in one angle. You're going to drop down, get the flank, get the kill, which is great. Now you're going to escort the flag carrier up to your base here. You're going to try to get in front of him, and you're going to protect him here. We end up getting the flag cap. Good job there. And now you're immediately looking to do more damage. Also a good play. A little bit of a cheeky melee at nothing, I suppose, but it's all good. I like it. Now you're marking out where you see people. This is all good. Translocator's up, though. Are you going to grab it? No. Once again, you don't look right. You probably would have saw that guy if you checked right. You'll see in a second here why, but I want to talk a little bit about distant management here. You'll put on a little bit of shots on this guy. You're going to run forward, not totally paying attention to your surroundings, but you're going to run into a guy right here, and your instinct seems to be to just close the distance as fast as you can. I would work on putting some distance between you and the enemy, especially you had that corridor to use as cover. You could have just peeked that, kept putting down your damage. If you feel like you're losing the engagement, you have an escape route. You also had teammates there that could have cleaned that up. Just do your damage. I mean, worst case scenario, like you feel like you're being outmatched, you back out, and then your teammates most likely clean that up. But since you closed that distance, you allowed him to just trade out with you. Just touching on what happened right there, I definitely would not have touched the flag. You were already putting shots on this guy, and if you just kept shooting him with your BR, you very likely could have gotten that kill, bought yourself a little bit more time, or at the very least made it easier for your teammates to come in and clean that up. But instead, you're essentially guaranteeing your death by picking up that flag. You know you're not going to get it very far. You're staring right at the guy who's shooting at you. But you pick up the flag, disarm yourself, and you die regardless. Definitely just try not to tunnel vision so much there. Just do your damage. As you see, they got the return regardless, so it was a free death, and nothing really got accomplished. Plus, if we think about that just a little further, there was 1 minute left in the game, and we were up one flag, so the priority definitely shouldn't have been rushing the flag, trying to get another cap. We could have just played defense for the rest of the match and won. So things are going to get a little hectic at the end, and we'll try to break that down. So now we have the flag, so we're going to play for overtime. So you know you've got to get this kill, and you do. Good job. Trying to go for the cap. You see this guy, and you actually drop the flag. That's something you haven't been doing. I do like that you dropped that. But if we stop it right here, like I said, I like how you dropped the flag and did your damage. That's good. It's almost like you kind of panicked afterwards and were like, oh, I dropped the flag. I need to get the flag in my hands again. When you had support, you dropped the flag, like I said, to do your damage. I liked that. I probably would have backed out, tried to play my life a little bit, because if you can avoid a respawn screen, that's great, because then you're there to support your teammates even faster. I mean, take 4 seconds for your shields to heal up as opposed to, what's it going to take you? At least 15 seconds or so to get even remotely back in the fight when you die. One thing lower level players, they don't really realize is your life is actually super important, and whether you live or die can have a huge impact on the game as a whole. Just those series of deaths that could have been avoided, probably could have changed the course of the game. We're now in a situation where you fought that battle earlier and you kind of suicided to grab the flag when you could have just lived. Now they pulled our flag, and now we're kind of in this situation where it's they have our flag, we have theirs, and it's just this mad scramble to try to make something happen. And now it's kind of like who can split their forces properly, because like you have to make sure that they don't return their flag, and but at the same time you can't do anything if they have theirs. So if you just played your life in those few scenarios, we would have had the numbers and we probably could have won this much earlier. All right, so you end up pushing left, get the melee, teammate cleans up the kill. Now you're one shot. Okay, you definitely should not have taken the engagement there. You 100% should have turned right and let your shields recharge, which kind of brings me to my next point, so I'm going to stop it here. Try to stop thinking of your life in terms of, I have to get kills, I have to play the objective. There are a lot of other things that go into that, and obviously if we can do those things, great, but you really want to make the enemy team work as hard as they can to kill you. Just be a pain in their butt, essentially. If you lived there, the enemy now knows, hey, there is an enemy near our base, we have to deal with him. And now their attention is kind of on you. They know that they have to deal with you, and you're just buying time for your team. That could be buying time for your team to respawn, buying time for your team to come up and support you, and just playing your life can change the outcome of it, the whole engagement. So right there, you're hurt, you walk into a situation where you basically know you're about to die, and now you're in the respawn screen, where if you lived, that could have came out totally differently. I paused it here because you get the kill, no harm, no foul. Just slow down your shots. If you slow down your shots a little bit, you get that kill much sooner. And let's assume that guy was shooting you back. If you slow down your shots, you killed him in like 1 or 2 bullets. You avoid a situation where you might take more damage than you have to. Solid defensive kill there. You're going to move forward, support your team. You're kind of going to walk him off a little bit. Now here you realize that your teammate's alone with the flag, so you're going to go to support him. That's good awareness here, but I'm going to stop it. This guy is clearly one shot. Honestly, just put 1 bullet into his head and he's dead. And you don't have to risk trading melee damage. Now, that doesn't happen here, but that guy's not going to let you get away with just walking up to him in any higher lobbies. Another good defensive kill, and we cap the flag, and we win. Overall, I would say the biggest things that you have to work on, especially just from watching this video, is your distant management. Don't put yourself in a situation where you always need to trade melees. You can do so much more if you're just going to hold your distance, put some shots on them with your BR, which then brings me to my next point is you also have to work on playing your life. It's a little bit of a mind shift change from going gotta get kills, play the objective, to your life is more important in most situations, but it is. And you just have to remember that.